Wow.
Can't do it. Wait.
Leave me alone.
So this is my dad. Go ahead, show them what you were doing. First thing in the morning. It's just...
Get brush my hair. Leave me alone.
He puts his hat back on.
Leave me alone.
He's got just a little bit of coffee going. All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Where's my mask?
I fell back. All right, here we go. Mask up.
Contaminate me. All right.
Literally just walked right into the airport. TSA pre-check, best investment ever. No issues. I mean, right now still, as you can see, there's not anybody here at all. But still, regardless, great to have. We're here in Chicago. First pit stop. Got to go north to go south to Texas. Love it. All the restaurants are closed. I didn't bring any food with me, and this is what I picked up. Gotta hydrate. A little chicken wrap, oat bar, some bananas, a Metrix bar, and that is the total. Waiting on bags right now. As you can see, it's very busy. My boy Luke Miller coming to pick me up, spending a few days. Gonna do some lifting, some eating, some collab work. Very excited to dive into a fun week ahead. So hopefully I don't break myself in the process. Luke is very strong, very smart, very knowledgeable. Looking forward to pick up a lot of cool information with his coaching process, his training for himself, and have you all meet him and have his journey be shared on here. Texas, we're here, and it's hot. My guy Luke, there he is. Look at that guy. Takes up the whole frame, even at that distance. We're here, man. Finally get to be with you, bro. Good to see you, man.
You take one of those bags.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll let the big guy carry the bags for me. We're actually in some shade, which is nice.
Ride with the top down.
They always say everything's bigger in Texas, and I'm getting full effect of this. There's at least over over 100 spots
Gas pumps, yeah.
at the gas. We're at Buc-ee's. And this is a tourist attraction, our first stop.
Greatest gas station ever in mankind.
I always appreciate a really good gas station, and this place looks like it meets that pretty good. First walkthrough of Buc-ee's.
Got a gift shop over there. They got food right there.
Wow. Texas is no joke.
Yeah, it's great.
59 cents Diet Soda. Wait, what is it?
Flavors. Vanilla in the Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
About half a shot of vanilla in the Diet Dr. Pepper is a secret.
Top secret.
Top secret. Top secret shit, dude. This is how I get so big.
Hi. Hi, what's up, Maggie? JB, what's up? And then it's Ginger. Hi. What's up? Hi, Maggie girl. Fresh off the plane, we're here at Destination Dallas. This place is unreal. I'll get more footage of everything with the equipment that we're using. And the first thing we're doing is legs. Been sitting all day on planes, and now I get to do squats with these two big boys.
Nice squat.
I'm gonna let the real bodybuilders do the lifting. I'll just stand here.
So we got a ratio who's gonna do it next, warming up still. He uses a roller underneath his back. It kind of changes the biomechanics of the movement. It allows for a little less knee travel and hips to kind of be shifted back relative to the torso. So it's like an in-between a back squat and a hack squat. It's really good for bigger guys who typically have knee issues, lower back issues, hip issues. So it's something that he gets a lot out of, and he's prepping, so he's the one we got to really talk about today.
Right. Here we go. We'll show him on the side angle here. All right, guys, I'm going to let Luke take over on the voiceover and give us a little explanation on why we're starting with the hack, our work sets, the sets and reps, and the exercise sequence for the rest of the session. So, Luke, take it away, brother.
Yeah, so my leg days are currently a little bit of a mixture of both quad, hamstring, glute. So I'm starting with hack squat as my main quad dominant compound for this movement. Or for this session, I really like hack squat because it externalizes the stability into the machine. I also attach a band to it in order to drop off load as we go down into the hole, so that the initiation out of the hole is a little bit more quality for the quads. And then from there, it adds load as we go back up, which is matching the resistance profile to the strength curve. So really good starting movement. Top set back off here. So top sets between 8 to 10 typically, and back offs between 10 to 12. This is a setup that I follow for the majority of my movements, depending on where my volume markers are for that body part. So I really like it because it allows for load and then a little bit of more blood flow. And you'll see kind of how we integrate that in throughout the other movements.
Yeah, and as the video is playing here, you just finished your first work set. I think it was 8 plates.
That was a big PR there that day. So I hadn't touched 8 plates before that. So it feels good. 8 plates is moving a little bit faster nowadays, but it felt really good.
So Ratio is on his work set now, and you mentioned earlier in the video the purpose behind the foam roll over the back or behind the back. That was something I've never seen before. So that's something for myself as well with my low back injury. It was interesting to give it a shot just to see how the different setup was in the alignment, like what you were mentioning with the biomechanics of it. But that was pretty neat to witness. For myself, getting ready for my first work set, how would you grade me on my first hack squat experience coming straight off the plane?
I think your set was really good. I just don't think you were warmed up quite enough, because if I remember correctly, like your top set you went really hard at, and you kind of petered out a little bit less than what your second set was, which is pretty stereotypical of not enough warm-ups. So, I mean, form-wise, it was great. Great control into the eccentric. You controlled the transition out of the bottom. You have the requisite hip mobility to really hold a narrow stance hack squat, which is unbelievable because it drives more quad over the toe. So not something I can do, but very impressed with the requisite control with the narrow stance form. It was impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. First set, could have gone 5 plates, but honestly, just coming off of the plane and my back injury, it's easy to come into the gym with this setting, especially with these two guys who get after it, and put myself at risk. But just playing it smart. There's plenty of days left. We're here for a week, so first set really good. I think it was 11 reps for 405, and then we'll go on a back off set for a 10 plus.
The back off set is typically something that I really like for hitting your volume marks for the session. So it allows you to adjust depending on what your top set is, and then you just kind of choose a back off set that allows you to hit a progressive volume load for the session.
Right. And on the back off set, you change the reps from 8 to 10 in the loading set and into 10 to 12 on the back off. You have like a percentage weight drop off that you like to go off of, or is it just kind of how the feel of that loading set was?
It's more off the feel of the loading set and how many reps I got on the loading set. Stereotypically, depending on the machine and the movement that you're doing, that's going to change the percentage typically, but it's somewhere between 15 to 20 on most top sets to back off. If your top set was way too heavy, then that percentage will be a lot higher to drop off to the appropriate back off set. But 15 to 20% is typically pretty good.
Come on, big dog. Come on.
Come on.
That's it. Come on, own it. Let's go, big dog.
Nah, come on.
There you go. Come on, fight it.
Come on. Again, let's go. That's you. Don't stop. Come on, don't stop. Let's go.
Dig in. Hell yeah.
Good control. Good. Come on. Stay on it. Ratio's with you. Let's go. Go. One more. Come on. That's you. You're in. Come on, stay with him, Ratio. Yep, that's it. So, with the booty builder, the big thing here is I'm choosing this as my kind of glute hamstring compound. So obviously more of a glute dominant compound with the hip thrust hip hinge machine. I really like this because what I was doing before y'all got here is I was doing this as an adductor glute bridge. So holding a block between my legs as part of my prehab for my left side. But it's really a great setup for, especially on this machine, for getting a very deep peak contraction of the glutes where load is heaviest. So when you're in the fully shortened position, you're perpendicular to where the load's pulling. So it's the heaviest in that peak contraction. So really like this movement for a deep glute contraction. A lot of people here typically go down too far. So when they drop into the glute bridge, they drop where their hips tuck. So they're pulling other musculature in. Commonly, you'll see like lower back pumps, a little bit of a quad influence and hamstring influence more. So then the glutes, so just watching where your end range stops is a big thing on this movement. But we do 2 sets here. Both of them are going to be 12 to 20, just because I typically like to train hip thrust patterns with a little bit of a higher rep range, just typically because what we see is fiber typing for the musculature that is primarily responsible for the hip hinge pattern is a little bit more on the slower twitch side, where the opposite, where the leg curls and stuff like that are a little bit more fast twitch. So training a higher percentage of your sets and higher rep range for hip hinges is typically a little bit more efficient, and then the opposite for leg curls.
Right. So now we're into the split squat, and I've got the band around your knee. You want to explain the purpose behind that?
Yeah, so I'm having issues with my lateral portion of my quad on my left side firing efficiently, okay? So this is 2 things. What I'm doing with the band is creating tension medially to force me to kind of shove out with my leg, which is forcing the lateral portion of my left side to fire. And I'm having these issues because I have a weak adductor on my left side. So my anterior oblique sling is really weak. And then my posterior oblique sling that feeds into my right glute is really weak. So adding this band allows me to get that lateral quad more involved during the movement.
Nice. And so this is a similar approach like what you were mentioning with the hip thrust. It was two work sets, I believe, in the same rep range.
So these are more 12 to 15. So I really don't want these drifting above 15 typically. Again, you can consider this a compound, but I consider it more of an auxiliary compound, right? Because it's not quite as load centric as a hack squat or anything. So I really like this movement because you can kind of try to stay vertical, which in the video, I don't think I stay quite as vertical as I wanted to. But and really drive that knee over the toe. So it's really, really quad heavy if you set it up correctly. It'll include some glute too, obviously, but if you're able to stay vertical and drive knee over toe, it's going to create a big load in the bottom and a stretched quad, which the stretch precision of the musculature is where we can create the most tension. So it's a great load movement for quads.
Yeah, I was definitely taxed after those 2 work sets. That was a major pump. So now we're into the seated leg curl, and we're done with quads basically. Now we're kind of hitting those last 2 movements of the session.
Yeah, and so this is more just me kind of getting the requisite hamstring volume I need in this session to make up the total volume for the week. One pet peeve of mine that I have on a seated hamstring curl is that the people try to lean forward thinking that they're making it harder, but by actually leaning back into the seat and pushing into the pad, you're allowing your hamstrings to be a little bit shorter at the attachment of the hip, which allows you to get a shorter hamstring from the hamstring curl when you actually curl. So that's one thing on the hamstring curl. I would say these are 3 sets here. So this is something that I will use as more of a volume accumulation. So 3 sets, 10 to 15, really just trying to blow your hamstrings up quite a bit here.
And then we finish it off with the adductor rest pause set. And that was a wrap.
Yep. And that kind of wraps up my volume for this session that I need. So then the other session kind of balances out the rest of my hamstring volume that I need, plus some auxiliary quad volume.
There you go, man. Well, I love the session, the flow of everything, the exercise sequence. Wouldn't recommend coming straight off of a plane and doing it, but man, having you in a ratio and that gym environment at Destination Dallas, you're able to flip the switch on pretty quickly. So appreciate you, brother.
Yep, appreciate it. Oh yeah. They went out on the boat this morning.
Oh, really?
So she's exhausted.
I just looked over and I just hit one. It's going to take us about 10 minutes to walk up the street because my legs are completely thrashed. We had a hell of a session though.
Oh yeah.
So we are here with Luke's wife.
Emily.
Say what's up, Emily. And we're down at, where are we?
Plano, Texas.
Plano, Texas. Hitting up this sushi spot. So we'll show you the grub post legs feast. See, now this is how it's done. You have pictures on the menu, right? Like I can see everything that I'm looking to order. Yeah. This is exactly how it's done. All menus should have pictures on it. That's my personal opinion.
Dude, do you see this? Bacon from this.
Ooh. What was on this one? It's crab meat, avocado. What else? We got the rainbow roll.
Just tuna yumminess.
This was the
Tuna tower?
Tuna tower, but they
mushed?
smushed it. And then
I'm not really sure what this one is.
I don't know,
Snow
but it's
Mountain.
amazing.
Snow Mountain.
Snow Mountain.
And Philly.
I'm waiting on a baked salmon as well. Say what's up, JB? Maggie girl. Okay, hold on. I got your treats. Ready? There you go. Good girl.